Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane. Welcome to another Monday novice fight. A 2 vs 2 right here on the road to Karaka. We shall be watching 875 and Elchitolio fighting here for the Soviet Union. Elchitolio, actually. For the glorious 50th Tank Corps versus Meraxis, and yeah, we'll just go over the Jurgen fighting here for Germany for the 3rd SS Panzerdivision Totenkopf. Be noting an immediate choice of armoured assault for Elchi. 8 on the other hand has what? Got motor, shot rifle and shot motor available. Jurgen here with Jäger armor, Luftwaffe supply and Festung support, and Meraxis has gone straight on for Spearhead. Also noting here an MG and a mortar needed here for Meraxis. No infantry, whereas we're noting here a special rifle command start from Elchi. With Stravnika on the way, although we also have an initial conscript squad here. So pushing aggressively forwards, infantry en masse for Jurgen. Whereas Meraxis, of course, will be a bit lacking in. So the question is, will these two players be able to coordinate properly, or will the over there be a bit of an issue? And again, that's sort of one of the more dangerous things, again, sort of a novice thing. Again, one player will go for the infantry, one will go for support units. They don't really coordinate well, and so either side goal to get decimated, particularly the player who then of course has to do all the work, that is the infantry player, whereas the other one sort of just doesn't achieve much in the longer run.
Conscripts under command.
Pushing straight here for the fuel point. Germans of course will have to mount for a counter-attack here rapidly before, oh, actually they're rushing into the building there, delaying any immediate advance. In fact, so they still have to make a move forward. He still has to come on. Come on, Jurgen, you need the fuel. Your panzers don't move on the tears of the allies. So instead, he's actually ignoring the fuel. This is definitely not looking good. Generally, you want some fuel early on, in particular the 2 vs 2. It's vital that you get a fuel point. Instead, he is not in a capturing order. Also seems a bit peculiar in there. So far, the Soviets are a bit more collectively and cohesively grabbing terrain. And again, we're rather noting here that Meraxis can't really do much. He's only got support units. He actually sort of have to hope his opponent walks straight into things and doesn't do anything silly. Because he's getting caught up close by the shot. He needs to fall back, and all there the HVTs are tearing through the Grenadiers. Mortar firing, and there go the MG42. There we go, Mortar's up for 8, and he's just Mortar on the MG42. Again, we do see some infantry, but a bit late here. And the MG42, of course, pretty much already outmaneuvered. Trying to get up here, but not really in a good position. Troops here thinking about he could actually pop out there and take the point. And again, we're seeing no effort here from the Germans to take it. They're cutting off the Russians, though, which I suppose is something, but even then, this is hardly an auspicious start, if one has to be honest. And there we go, in fact, another issue there with the support weapons. Don't have any infantry, at least not right away. That is, in this department, he actually managed to give his opponent an MG42. So, I mean, really, you have to be careful with your support weapons. It's sure they are, you know, there to support something. In this case, Meraxis didn't. And, well, as you might have noticed, the assault list, the Russians now have an MG42.
We have a fresh grenadier squad. We are ready to build it or blow it.
Grenadiers need to fall back. The rigging's around it. Jurgen, zurückfahren. Ah, scheiße. Not good unit preservation there, not good map control, not good prioritization already. I mean, we're already seeing a nice little litany of novice sins being railed off here.
We have the upgrade.
Might get the MG42. Come on, 8, retreat, retreat. Your troops do become a bit harder to kill when they're retreating. Oh, he actually merged right there. That was definitely a bit ballsy by 8. They're a bit surprised again. He even had bother getting troops out. I mean, this time he also needs to get things a bit more together, not just hang back troops they're building now. I mean, they could easily secure the fuel a lot sooner, maybe even connecting a lot of fuel, ensuring they would have a lot of fuel earlier on. But right here, we're already seeing another thing. The Soviets actually now have a massive fuel lead compared to their fascist opponents.
You need screening troops.
I mean, so far, Jurgen, being the one with most infantry, is doing a pretty poor job of it. And overall, there we go, getting actually outflanked here by 2 penal troop squads with flamethrowers and semi-automatics. Burning out the MG crew there, not looking good on his squad hang about here, not really doing much either. Mauled here firing away. And There you go, need to get the other MG42 away as well. Come on, Jurgen. Don't commit the same mistake that Meraxis did. And popping over here to 8. Now with a Maxim of his own to assist the MG42. Slightly getting pushed back here. So it's matter of extending things, but overall they still have a noticeable fuel advantage. Sniper, by the way, also running here for Elki. Holding the point here. I do think he could have done more with these conscripts actually supporting the rest of his troops. Just my fault though. Jurgen here moving forward, Schaffniger finding forced to move out from there. Grenadiers here about to perhaps get hammered a bit. MG42 sitting on Max, Max sitting up here, suppressing the Grenadiers. Again, support units not really within range to do much. Grenadiers need to fall back. Come on, Meraxis, save your men! Oh dear.
We are ready to roast the bastards.
Flamethrowers up there. Surprisingly, no mine so far from the Soviets by the looks of it. That's a bit of a lacking. Conscripts finally get out of there when the flamethrowers arrive. They probably again could have done a lot more. But again, it's a bit too late there. But finally the Germans are pushing back. Finally maybe also securing a fuel point. I mean, it's surprising here how, you know, absolutely careless Jurgen has been towards securing a fuel point. Or at least then building a fuel catch to somehow make up for it that way. Grenadiers here could easily be flanking up the snipers, but they're doing nothing. Come on, Jurgen. Mach schnell. Sterben Sie die Russen.
Our unit count is increasing.
Shock rifle here, by the way, and we're seeing a shock trooper squad here running for 8.
Good work, comrades.
Mortar crew need to fall back. Like the mechanized companies going up for both players. Finally securing the fuel point there.
We are bleeding,
Almost 7 minutes into the game, you sort of begin securing it. And again, the Soviets already here have a massive fuel advantage over their opponents. I mean, that by the heavens took an awful lot of time. He's still not pulling back the mortar.
Enemy is engaging us.
What do you need? They've opened up on us.
MG4 here being outflanked by the Grenadiers. Those shock troops immediately arrive, so Jurgen will have to retreat his Grenadiers. I mean, overall, a not very good start here from the Germans.
What do you need?
Maxim firing away there. Conscripts, I know you're enthusiastic, comrade, but you might want to get some comrades to help you. There we go. So right here, we do note that 8 is beginning to lock down things. Oh, we've seen MG42 catching his own MG42, forcing that away. And the right-hand side is rapidly lost. No real forces to hold things over there. Mortar after around, seeing smoke going down here. Not smoke grenades going off from the... Oh, grenade, never mind. Thought that might have been a smoke. Mortar after up here for Meraxis. Large engagement up, lots of... Oh, Sato charges on the Pioneers! Almost got the MG42 there as well. Mittlere Schützenpanzerwagen arriving here for Jurgen. Still need to get that fuel point back. And das ist schnell. Grenadiers are fighting with a shock troopers, not going to go. We're seeing half again moving in to support the Grenadier. That is probably well needed. Machine gun there firing into the shock troopers. The Grenadiers need to pull back. They're already here, rather shredded. But there we go. Somehow survive and reinforce. More crowns coming in. They might be able to overwhelm the half track there again. Not very initial good coordination between the two Germans. Not overall good tactics either. Half track there hit by an anti-tank grenade. Mortars firing. Not really getting a lot of kills. And again, where is the infantry? Cut off there, secure again and again. I mean, out even on top of the 2 fuel points, they're now adding a fuel cannons here. I mean, the Soviets are just really taking that advantage and running with it. It would seem. Granted, they haven't built anything up, which they probably easily could as well now. Still, there's definitely some massive issues here going on with the Germans. Barely got any of the map. They haven't held the fuel point for more than maybe a minute. And they haven't built fuel caches or anything. So far, the German effort has been anything but impressive.
Our territory is falling into
Quick
enemy
there,
hands.
catching poor Boris, but that's about it. Large Soviet counter-attack going in, the MG's there, and there we go. Tank coming up here for Elki.
The enemy has us ranged. charge to ambush the enemy.
Panzer is here arriving. They need to secure that fuel point. Und das ist schnell. Max Mir firing, keeping the thing coming up from that angle. Good job. It's now moving up here again. I mean, they could have flanked from down here earlier. I mean, there's so many missed opportunities going here from Jurgen. Half-track rushing straight in. Well, there we go. Good use of the half-track with Pioneers in it, forming an assault unit. Well done there, though he might want to stop his unit instead of constantly shifting around, ensuring they don't get so much out of the submachine guns. I mean, come on there. Still doing something with his units. Small assault there, finally pulled something off, securing points up here as well. This half-track assault has actually managed something. Just took them 10 bloody minutes and a lot of fuel to their opponents. Over here though to Jurgen again. No, I mean despite all these grenadiers he had, I mean most of them are already dead. Some issues there with the unit preservation. No command yet. Sniper still not dealt with, by the way, and I'm almost worried he might have lost a grenadier squad to these snipers. In fact, looks like he might get them. Elchi here, perhaps in fact a bit too confident here with this sniper. So the sprint Panthers need to fall back. Zurückfallen. Half-track hitting a mine there, actually laying up some mines. Go, their shock troopers counter-attacking. No light machine guns on the grenadiers, or at least not a lot of them. Nothing to really stop those shock troopers. Fuel point though is secure for another brief moment at the very least.
We're under Soviet attack!
Panthers here and grenadiers moving in. Shock troopers really taking a beating from every possible side and menu. And there you go, shock troopers squad wiped out. A small victory here for the Reich. And there we go, nice little flank here up towards the point, and we are noting here the first tank arriving for Elchi, the T-3476.
Attempting to steal our sector, and it is ours.
Also noting both of them are upgraded medics. I mean, considering how close these two are to each other, they might as well only have one bother with the upgrade and they have them run over. Just a little thought there. At least the Germans got it right. At least they got that right. I'm tempted to say, in fact. More targeted here, way too close to the front line. A nice incendiary round though might do some good here. And there we go, the T-34 moving here, and we're seeing another flaw in the German strategy. There's no anti-tank weapons. They've got no packs up. I mean, really, with the amount of fuel their opponents have, they should be expecting an armament rush. But only one, just the T-34 rush about to hit everything they have. Do they have a pack ready? Another flaw there. I mean, you know, keep in mind the overall situation again. If your opponent's held a lot of the fuel pods for quite some time, you should probably begin expecting an opponent to hit you with tanks rather early. And before you're finding support, it's any young people down, would have been nice now. Well, too late, too late. Get that fuel point and dodge this. Looks like some incendiaries, maybe. There we go. MD-42 needs to get away. So far, though, the surge has been pushed back, but overall, they do still possess a much more advantageous force. Panzer strikes up here as well. Another pack, about damn time. He's just lost his half-track there to the T-34. A bunker up here. A nice idea. And Luftwaffe supply. Been a bit of time since we've seen Luftwaffe supply, to be honest. Betcha two for these grenadiers. He could probably try then and pop some fuel drops here to at least that way get some fuel back into the coffers. Taking up, by the way, for the second battle phase. Panzer's doing what they can versus the T-34, but at the same time, infantry quickly proves a massive threat. Pack 40, by the way, not really doing much either. Needs to be pulled up further to the front line for Deutschland.
We've added to the fatherland.
But really the Sods are just getting in all that fuel and just hoarding it up as well. But there we go, the Luftwaffe is finally able to bring back forth some fuel here to the Panzers. Let's see if they can actually do something with it. I mean, right here, should set up a support armor core and begin building some tanks as soon as possible with all this fuel popping in. So, mach schnell. Mine advance up here, grenades heavily equipped with light machine guns, pack 40 as well. Get them further up. Pack 40 here, by the way, needs to get further up as well, as you might notice, and that's always a good thing to keep in mind. I mean, a lot of its firing angles actually sort of been blocked by bits and pieces, plus it's overall not able to sort of cover things properly, I think. But there we go, securing fuel. Support armor core up, by the way, as well. Or he's going up. Finally, something is happening. Troops in, eating into cover. Field gun firing into support as well, though. Barraging. Assault going in. MG4 tier firing. Incendiary arm people all good notes in here. T-34 moving up. Easily avoiding the Pack 40. And once here, I mean, he can easily sort of keep the sides in short. Pack 40 can't easily move up and shoot at it. There we go. The support armor core is up. He could get a Panzer 4. He could get some Stooks. In fact, he could right now get 2 Stooks. 2 Stooks. That would actually allow him quite a bit of firepower versus both infantry and even armor, and might be able to help that rather disadvantageous situation the Germans have managed to put themselves in. So at this stage, getting 2 Stooks would not be a bad idea. Charging across some ground here, catching the T-34, exposing himself to any infantry and flamethrowers. Still not building any armor though. Remaining some minor advantage here, half second moving up. Maxim cleared out though. Needs to move something up and secure that Maxim, I think. Fuel cache number 2 up. Getting 1 Stook. KV-8 arriving. I mean, that also maybe says something about the situation when the opponent's actually able to get a KV-8 before you're able to get out in a tank. And note here, I do believe that is actually 9 command points. I mean, even then, I mean, so it simply have a larger command point advantage than their opponents. Plus the fuel advantage. I mean, overall, the Germans really are trailing behind due to some rather abysmal tactical decisions in the beginning there. Panzers getting burned up. Somehow they managed to get away, I think. Yes, despite slightly catching on fire. Pack 40 needs to be up further to support the troops better. I mean, right here now, in fact, just briefly pause for it. It can only fire about as far as your units are. That's not going to help them much. You should have held up further so you can actually fire as far as they can see, maybe, or at least a bit better. Providing much better and ample coverage right here. It is simply not going to help. Half take here, close active victory 2. That's the constant forcing here. Rockets flying. Incendiary bombing run, that's a bit of a fun one. Lighting things on fire. The snipers moving straight into this firing oil, and there we go. In fact, one of them got killed. Hooray. And now getting a Panzer 4. Sturmgeschütz rolling ahead. KV-8, by the way, got less health with this patch. You can actually resist less shots. Fun fact. Not sure why he's moving about his Stug like that. His forces are nowhere near there. I almost feel like he's trying to use it like a tank, which is generally extremely risky business, and unless you really know what you're doing, about as likely to end up with a in fact, more likely to end up with a blown up assault gun than anything else. Pinto Mountain machine gun on the way, that's good, but you know, maybe you want to sort of aid your efforts over here. Infantry moving ahead frontally. Again, I mean, overall, not really good position. He's not really trying to take advantage of its range either. He could very quickly have ended up there with an anti-tank grenade on it, which would really limit it to go down further. Panzer 4, though, moving up. There we go, a few kills. Another kill, Panzer 4 there still. He's not really doing much of support his efforts over him. He could actually push forwards with the Stug and the Panzer 4 and crush the right hand side rather nicely.
MG42 turret is ready.
Conscripts moving ahead here.
Panzer 4 ready.
Veterans defeat there, that's good. Careful, careful, you're moving ahead a bit blindly there. Veterans on the C-34, by the way, already nicely done there. Stug already taking damage. Anti-tank grenade there. Just stop moving and shoot. Again, I'm not really impressed with handling of his Stug. He's not using its range at all. I mean, he could probably use a shot at that T-34 from safe range. And now we do see a KV-8 moving forward here, heavily damaged. Not only, of course, the field gun covering and providing support of it.
Assault gun standing by.
No real effort towards pushing forwards there either. Second pack, though, covering the first one. That's nice. Stug rushing in. Shot fires and misses. In fact, fails to penetrate, but really, that Stuke is heavily damaged. Don't send it in, it's not a tank, particularly not with that little health left. Oh, by the way, over to Meraxis, but a bit late there. Either way, though, not good Stuke handling right there, not good. I mean, it's not a tank, and when it's that damaged, I mean, even if you sort of think, oh, well, I might be able to get that, you really should have considered the possibility of a field gun covering it. I mean, that was just not good at all. No roll, just not good usage of the assault gun there.
Well done. We have forced the enemy down.
I mean, he's just blindly rushing in his troops without considering things, and now we're seeing a munitions cache up. Panzer IV repair should make a move towards there. T-34, by the way, much more lethal now at Veteran 2, but again, you know, lacking a Stuke to provide further support. He's a bit of trouble. Entry marching across here. Veteran 2 for that half track. Moving in Panzer IV again. Why is he doing it like that? I mean, there's no logic to it. And in fact, comes right in front of a field gun. Fragmentation bombing around here does a terrible thing to a bunch of these conscripts. Half track heavily damaged. Things are falling apart here for Jurgen once more. And popping over here to Elchi. A Tiger tank, by the way, has arrived. And we're seeing an IS-2 available for Elchi. Dino troops there, taking a bit of damage. They're mostly doing the damage. Overall, Jurgen's forces are getting decimated. And there you go, we're actually seeing a pair of T-34-45s here arriving, adding much larger numbers. And something a bit tougher than the T-34-76. Another incendiary bombing run. And there we go, the munitions cache is quickly going to get turned around. Pack 40 quit at the very least, provide a bit of cover. But no. Anyways, we got the Tiger here, the Giga, rolling forwards.
Fresh meat has arrived.
A bit of improvised camouflage that it would seem was, maybe even a bit accidental camouflage. Shock troopers flanking in nicely, there's nothing covering the centre, and pretty much Meraxis left that part a bit vulnerable, but there we go. Tiger turns and fires its massive 88mm gun. KB was moving in, finally might get it! No sign of target weak point. Come on, Meraxis, target weak point. And the Panther is fire on the T-3045s! Turn the Tiger, also don't expose the rear! Remember the rear is vulnerable. There we go, the one T-3045 took one hell of a hit there. Small chance for the Tiger to advance and knock out something at the engine. Is damage on the T-3045. Another Panzer IV arriving here, other one moving forwards as well.
Our T-34s have been outfitted with 85mm guns. We will follow their tracks to victory.
Tracking up here, Tiger need repairs. He could probably outmaneuver the field gun here and knock it out, or at least kill the crew. Panzer should also move up. Target the crew! Target the crew! Don't fire on the infantry! Come on, Jurgen, priorities! The retreating infantry is not going to harm your tanks. The bloody field gun is. T-35 here taking damage. Incendiary ping like the Panthers need to retreat. They need to retreat. They are easy targets here. Do not underestimate the pop of incendiary armor piercing rounds. Oh dear, Jurgen really has a lot to improve on there. Panther Force charting straight into the enemy space now in the hope to get a tank here. He probably should not be spearheading though with a heavily damaged tank. Field gun here though. Nice hit there on the rear. No focus here to sort of try and contain things here. Veteran 2 on the Panther 4 needs to get that all the way back to the base due to the heavy damage. That should not be anywhere near the front line. Too valuable to waste then. They're going. Bit of engine damage on the other. Panther 4 leaves an easy target. Overall, a chaotic and slightly depressing situation of the other Germans. Lots of weapons here abandoned, by the way. Maxims and a light machine gun. Come on, pick it up. You don't want the Russians to get that, do you?
Ready for orders.
Several repairs being utilised here. I do think Elchi could do a lot more with mines, to be honest.
The point is ours.
And pushing a bit more aggressively at times. Though otherwise, I mean, he's handling his armour reasonably well, that's for sure. But I mean, when they came for the Tiger, they might want to sort of linger a bit more around the rear and shoot them more few shots there. But either way, Panzer IV being repaired.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
Another squad of Panzer Grenadiere.
Sniper now available for duty.
KV once more moving ahead. I'm still surprised. No target weak point. Again, it's an amazingly powerful ability. It's really good and it's vital to use as the Germans.
We are taking fire!
Yet again, you'll see so many German players utterly neglecting it. I mean, you know, it has higher penetration, gives you a chance to turn the tank and that way knock them out. So why is not? And there we go, extending the target route, exposing the rear, and there we go. Veteran team for the T-34. High rate of fire now. High rate of fire plus high mobility. And the four's available for the fight. Popping over here to 8, and time for the mid-game analysis. Again, this situation for the Germans just isn't very good. Sadly. I mean, they really haven't been handling themselves well. They made a lot of blunders. They made a lot of poor strategic decisions, which is overall not only hampered them, but only boosted their opponent. In particular, the lack of focus towards the fuel points is absolutely astounding. I mean, they really allowed their opponents to accrue so much fuel. Already, I mean, we're not just talking the fuel casualty, but even having 2 fuel points several times for long periods of time throughout the match. That is not good. And even then, they don't seem to be able to sort of read what's going on and at least prepare for the inevitable armoured assault. So, I mean, there's definitely some issues going on there. Plus, Jurgen, I mean, you know, I think he's rather the one trailing after here a bit. I mean, in terms of damage, they're actually extremely close, but in terms of kills, he's not quite catching up. So there's definitely some odd things there. So to sort of reasonably close as well, they're definitely also closer in terms of kills. And of course there's always going to be that slight difference. I mean, it's so raw, I mean, it's not looking alright. And again, they've got most of them and they got most of the fuel. And both of them have options to get IS-2s. Also knowing it's quite nice, he's got the veterancy bonus thing here for the T-34 first place. He's got a bunch here for the IS-2, though not really the ones I would say that do the most. I mean, again, if I were to recommend bulletins, I'd also get the ones that give you more veterans if you're dealing with tanks. They will always benefit you the most, in my personal opinion, that is. Either way, though, the Germans really need to get together. They need to get that fuel point back. They need to get up some fuel caches themselves. Jurgen needs to stop fobbing around here with his tanks and stop using his assault guns like tanks, because that's definitely costing him a lot as well. Get those Panzer IVs upgraded with machine guns as soon as possible so they can really add in to the infantry decimation aspect there, and at least that way try and bleed out the Russians. Need to learn to set up their anti-tank guns better, and just so much. Really. As for Meraxis, I mean, you know, using his Tiger better would definitely help as well, though. It's actually reaching veterans who want, so that's something. Some medical supplies there is nice, but again, you know, use your target weak point once you see the enemy armor getting within range. Again, target weak point is again a vital ability. On Stugs, packs, whatever, using it can grant you a decisive advantage if used properly, since again it means increased penetration and stunning. It should not be ignored. It can really allow you to sort of quickly take out a tank that might try to escape if your opponent punished or pushed a bit too far ahead. But again, it's just not happening. But they need to push forwards, they need to get a bit more, you know, controlled and focused, and again, you know, shift towards, I mean, I have no idea why they're sort of trying to shift towards this angle. It's really the one that gives them the least resources as humanly possible. Really, they should have tried to sort of angle them towards this way, getting the few CAS enemies can sort of at least sitting hard on that. Instead, they've chosen this sort of angle that gives them the least munitions, the least fuel. And then they're at least not trying to augment it with fuel caches and munitions caches. It's not really strategically sound, so they need to make a massive strategic shift as to how they control the map and then take it from there. Otherwise they are going to lose. I mean, over there again, their unit preservation, their armor handling, though, certainly also gives a bit that direction. Otherwise, more pioneers repair these things up and then push forwards in a more simple manner and sensible. IS-2, by the way, has arrived here, and of course his friend there can of course also get them due to being armored assault. But already here, one IS-2, he should get it upgraded, by the way, the Dushka. The sword's a bit on the sort of backside, but still, they still got most of the fuel. They're still getting most of the fuel. They're getting almost 40 fuel a minute. That means in about, well, 6 minutes, they have the fuel for an IS-2. That should be a bit of a point of worry for the Russians. Or the Germans, actually. For the Russians, it should be something that makes them hoorah. But mines are needed, actually. They're surprisingly light on mines, which really could do a lot to sort of make it even harder for the Germans to move about. At least that is something I might add. Alternates, now if he's gone for the tank return command, we've actually yet to see really a unique set of half tank. He might then instead of bother with a mechanized armor company, adding into the assault guns or artillery, which I think could have done a bit more for them as well, but that's just my opinion. More engineers and more infantry. I mean, 8 needs a lot more infantry. He's definitely bled out in that department. That seems to be a bit of his problem. He's having a bit of a hard time keeping it alive. Also, grab some of this stuff. The light machine gun, the MD-42, the Maxim, and add some pressure there to the fascists and kill them horribly. Elchi here, certainly the one handling better. He's keeping his infantry alive for longer periods of time. He's actually gaining some proper veterancy on his units, although he's still bleeding out a bit. I mean, the Russians do need to be a bit more cautious, and unit preservation definitely seems to be they might slightly be lagging behind as well a bit, but overall they're still managing resources better, map control better, and they're making the better decisions. I mean, really, when you get up a veteran 3 T-34, you're definitely not doing half bad. So that's definitely a plus there in their favour. Although, of course, I mean, to note that opponents do also have a nice bit of armour, but again, I mean, overall, the Russians should be able to push back. They should just keep pushing here. Push from here again, because the Germans do seem to leave this as extremely vulnerable in an open flank here, so push there could probably, in fact, risk rather crumpling them. But let's return to the fight and see what happens. Veterans 1 for another MD-42. T-34 moving in here. Getting off some nice hits there. And Panther 4 moving straight from the ice too. Panther 4 needs to pull back. Get the devil out of there. Even that much more armor. I mean, a Panther 4 veteran is actually quite armoured. By the way. Oh, that was close. That was close there. Bit of brutal engagement here. Veterans 1 then T-35, nice hit there from the Panther first. Panther 4 flanking in, but needs to fall back. It should not engage in the slugger match here with the IS-2. Not sure here what Jurgen is thinking. Pull it back. And again, note the Panther 4's receives actually noticeably more armour. KV-8 here, Jurgen, still no target weak point. He could probably have stunned that thing.
Enemy squad is dead.
More heavy losses. Panther 4 receiving repairs. Closing in on Veteran T3. And the Veteran T3, T-34 of course pushing forwards. Again, barely any action there, but again the Germans simply not pushing again. They seem to push everything towards this angle, which again is not really making them a lot of resources. Target here, Veteran 2-1, Blitzkrieg available. And of course the Tiger now has increased penetration compared to previously. And there's overall more lead versus G2. T-34 taking points a bit bold there, got caught by the T-34 again. No target weak point. He could probably have gotten that T-34 if he'd used target weak point, but he didn't. I mean, really, again, I hate to repeat myself over and over again, but again, target weak point is a damn good ability. Use it more. I mean, it's probably a lot more necessary than it was previously, but certainly use it.
Our 50 caliber machine gun turret has arrived.
There we go. Duska heavy machine gun up there. Pretty much equivalent of a 50 caliber, by the way. I think there are some slight differences in how they perform, though I don't know the technical details. Panther 4. Oh, excellent hit there. That machine gun sort of thing could have really torn up the punches there. Almost there. Anti-tank grenade. Failed to penetrate. And there we go. A second IS-2 here arrived.
Look out! Field gun!
Might want to stop the capture mode, though. Looks like incendiary barrage. Panther 4, he's got another one. He's sending in blindly again. I'm not. He's doing nothing to again retain the fuel point. He does moving in here despite knowing there's heavy armor. Looks like the KV-8 might finally go down. It certainly took them a bloody long time. Panther 4 here at the top. He's exposing the rear. He's exposing the rear. He didn't turn. He didn't reverse move it. Veteran. Oh, Scheiße. And there we go. Veteran 3 Panther 4 lost because he did not reverse pull it back or something. I'm not entirely sure either way. Don't expose the rear if humanly possible. Instead, he netted here. Veteran 2 for the T-35. And we see the other T-34 zooming ahead. I mean, Jurgen is just not doing very much with his panzers. Units are just being bled dry in moments. It's down to one Panzer IV again. MD-43 is desperately trying to stand the Soviet onslaught, but it's not doing much. And again, we just seen good use of the capture ground ability. And the tank there, or it's killed, whatever.
We need orders. Units awaiting orders.
Tiger doing alright here, in fact, close to victory too.
Engineer standing by.
That is something. Meraxis floating a ton of manpower again. I mean, if he wants to aim for Tigers, that's fair enough, but then he's get some bloody fuel caches he could really do with it. Again, there's definitely some issues going on there with the Germans. They don't seem very strategically sound. Panzer IV trying to blitz. No, blitzkrieg really only increases the acceleration, meaning it's sort of slow you can get there, but again, you know. Overall, not really good handling there. Where was the Tiger? Nowhere to be seen because it hasn't been properly repaired because of a lack of pioneers. And now he's actually splitting up his Tiger tanks. I mean, overall, and that's actually another greater novice mistake here being committed by the Germans. They're actually splitting up their troops and their attention on a much larger field, which actually makes it hard to sort of get the most out of either engagement. I mean, he's now handling 2 Tiger tanks in 2 separate places. And this one, of course, now getting surrounded here by 2 tanks getting up behind the rear, firing in there rather rapidly, plus a nice 2 handling it from the front. That is hardly optimal. Another Stuke here arriving. Tiger desperately trying to escape here the grasp of the Soviet army and realise what kind of mess it's gotten itself into. Boy getting out of there, coming in off Hafner's 2 again, no proper coverage. Pioneers need to get to work on that thing rapidly.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
And there we go, pack crew.
The enemy has destroyed an anti-tank gun.
Pretty much blown to a pulp, and we're noting here Jurgen has pretty much no units left. He's still floating a ton of manpower. Lots of Panzerx here from Meraxis in a desperate attempt to force back the Soviet tanks. And there goes Sturmgeschütz falling up. Will this one help? Will he use this one a bit more properly, or will it end up the same way as the first one? Blown up without having done much. There you go. Apparently not considering there might be a tank up there covering the road.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Panzer is doing what they can. I think he's actually in purpose trying to target the IS-2 first, instead of maybe just clearing up some of the infantry. And there you go, flanked out here by the T-3045. Wave blocked by the pack. There we go, a swift victory there. Again, not very well handled. Now just spamming Panzer Grenadiers. And as you can clearly see, there's definitely been some problems there for the Germans. Now the only one really with any kind of sizable force left is Meraxis here with his Tiger tank, almost victory 2. I mean, if you get there, they'll definitely stand a better chance, but overall, their opponent has 2 IS-2s, several T-34s of a rather veteran flavour. So we know overall it's not going to be easy. Plus, they might soon hand over Pack 40 there to the enemy. Elchitolio going in there, IS-2 forcing away another position. And an MD-42 inside the house. Second, well, they already got the second one, so never mind, I forgot about that one. KB8 charging straight into the German positions. Tiger tank there very close to victory 2. Panzer is charging forwards. Taking up position in the ditches as the Tiger moves forward, getting into one fast way there on the T-34. Anti-tank grenade goes off though rather successfully. Panzer almost get the sniper knock. Quite IS-2 moves forwards as well. Tiger fires there. Tiger here, venturing to increase range and increase scatter, making the further infantry for just Still allowing us to be a bit safer. Vetri 2 for the back 40. T-35 caught on the road, needs to fall back. Bombing strike there, knocked out quite a bit. And the Tiger here blitzing away in a desperate attempt. But of course, we just know more pack crews are getting wiped out.
Fucking Ivan never quit! Airstrike! Full cover! Retreat! Pioneers ready for anything!
Another strike from the Soviet Air Force. KVF moving ahead. Took a nice hit there from the Tiger. But ultimately can still escape boosting successfully. And overall the Germans are now pinned in their base. The Soda Assault having succeeded quite marvellously. Another nasty strafe there. And that looks like another IS-2 here for 8. More Pioneers on the way.
Requested units have arrived. Pioneers ready for anything!
Lots of cloaked field guns, not bad. Still a surprising lack of mines though.
Has arrived. You want something?
Tiger fit for fight again.
Standing by.
Popping over here to Meraxis, who's finally sort of, you know, combining them in a larger force. Infantry getting decimated. Large infantry force moving in here, but again running into both IS-2s. Attack 40 here, Vetri fleet, Patrick's flying. Tigers need to get moving rapidly. Target weak point as well. IS-2 exposing the rear though, that's not good. Just heavy damage now going in. Troops in into retreat. There you go, IS-2 down. Exposed the rear, not good. Vetri for the other Tiger. T-34, KV-8 actually running into the enemy base. The other IS-2 might go down as well. This Tiger almost close to Vetri with an increased rate of fire and high mobility. Looks like another IS-2 that's down. Again, be careful about just moving ahead. Always find possible. So reverse away if it comes down to it. More tanks coming in from the rear. Field guns here firing. Nice flanking positions here. Catching the Tiger out in the middle of everything. Veteran D3, T-3045. One Tiger kaput.
Lost a Panzer.
Just terrible, horrendous losses here. And this last remaining Tiger tank is close to Veteran D3, close. T-34's moving in.
Practice makes perfect.
And Veteran G3 there. Oh well, looks like someone's about to break into a slight tirade, so might as well not bother from there on. Either way, the Germans have lost. Bit of interesting fighting again. I mean, the Soviets played overall right, so it's not really them that constitute the novice part of this fight. So overall, the Germans really just managed to constantly throw away a lot of equipment. Overall, handled the map poorly. I mean, really, again, in sort of a split here. Again, we sort of pull up the tactical map. I mean, they pretty much just sort of went that way, which held the least resources, and that way, which would have been much more defensible and given them the fuel and the high munitions. Instead, they handed that over to both opponents. So it players for a large part of the match simply had more fuel. The Germans were slow to get, prepared for any armoured rush, because they should expect that again, with the opponent having most of the fuel. That was one great strategic mistake. The other then was also then sort of finding how they got around to using something besides, not really prominently having defended. When they get some armor, they handle it poorly. I mean, he rushed in his Stoop like a tank. He didn't use it like an assault gun. And again, he didn't focus on getting back the bloody fuel in the first place, or at least properly securing it. I mean, really, a lot of those mistakes kept happening over and over and again. Of course, no mines. I mean, that was overall an issue, I think, on both sides. But no mines, no telemines, no anti-tank mines, no S-mines, no anything. That was not good either. Massive problems with unit preservation, in particular from Jurgen. Again, he kept throwing away tanks and infantry, bleeding himself out rather rapidly. And I think we can actually see how that sort of appears here. He actually lost more than he killed. If you're doing that as the Germans, well, I'm sorry to say so, but you're usually doing something wrong then. Comparatively, I mean, Elke here sort of performed the best, and he actually got an equal kill count. So that's not bad either. So, I mean, definitely some issues there. Also, poor use of anti-tank guns. Barely any target weak point. Again, that could easily have helped them several times as well. Poor handling of anti-tank guns, poor positioning. And that is, of course, goes on. But again, just really poor armor play. Several times pushing in Panzers blindly, despite knowing they were heavy armor and other fun things there. I mean, they just didn't do very well with their armor or do very much with it. I mean, that was really one of the major issues, and of course, the Veteran 3 Panzer Way was retreated with its rear exposed to the enemy armor, making it a much easier target. I mean, that was also a bit of a blunder there, and really hurt Jurgen when he actually had one reasonably good unit. I mean, just generally poor strategic play from the Germans, poor tactical play, in particular Jurgen, who really dragged things down. But again, I think the major issues were simply, again, how they held the map, and that was just really a way that only favoured the opponents' surgery on the hand. Besides having 2 fuel points, had 2 fuel cases overall, they were just having it easier. They got tons of fuel, they could easily replace tanks, and they had, better usage of it, so they got Veteran 3 T-34s, kept it alive throughout the entire match. Veteran 3 T-30-45, Veteran 2 IS-2. I mean, the only thing that came about here was because Ape here got a bit too overexcited, exposed 2 IS-2s and had the rear exposed to the 2 Tigers, resulting in quite some easy shots there. Hadn't he done that, he probably wouldn't have survived. So, I mean, some issues there. Just so many. I mean, overall, just don't do what the Germans did. And particularly then complaining that Soviet tanks are overpowered when what they were doing was basically throwing away the tanks and Sturmgeschütz. I mean, that's just disgraceful. Quite frankly. So, I mean, overall, just poor armor handling here from the Germans, and overall poor handling. So, in the end, game over there. A brutal loss there for the Germans. And, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I most importantly, I hope you learned something from this Monday Novice fight. I hope you get a better idea of how to sort of play Soviets, but also play Germans, or more particularly in this case, how not to play Germans, how to control the map, because, again, that was really one of the fundamental flaws in this match. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something from it, why not subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comments. If you do provide a replay, do provide a link to the leaderboard so I can see where you are. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.